Sa! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to unbox and test the new DOOMO Meter S. This is the second iteration of their light meter, and if you didn't watch my review before, I'm going to link the video here on your right screen. So let's unbox first. Like its predecessor, the DOOMO Meter S is coming with a small box, black one. So I'm going to open it. So here we have the DOOMO S. Let's take it out and let's see what we find inside. Of course, there is the meter itself, and this time we have this silver version. And guys, I have to say it's really premium built. And then under the sponge we have the USB-C cable to recharge it. We have the mount to attach it on your cold shoe, and we have this little bit difficult to remove quick start. And what's important with this quick start is that compared with the previous DOOMO model, this one, the Meter D, this one offers different features. So in order to utilize it in the best way as possible, of course we need to understand how it works. Okay, first of all, what we notice is the size. The new DOOMO is way smaller and of course lighter than the previous model. We have the screen that allows us to change the settings, while in the previous model we have the two dials that will tell us the plus and minus, or the green when the image is with the correct light settings. On the front, in the center, for both of them, we have the sensor that is going to capture the light. On the other side, we have the single button that is going to help when you push it to understand what's the correct settings. Nothing on the side, and on the back, now I'm charging it, but you see we still have the opportunity to attach the adapter here that allows to mount on the camera. And the big difference, of course, is that the DOOMO Meter S versus the DOOMO Meter D, it works with an internal battery. Even if I admit I never changed the one in the DOOMO Meter D in 1 year of use. The first settings that we are going to have here is A, so aperture priority. This means while we are moving the wheel here, the F value is going to change, and automatically the DOOMO meter is going to let us know what's the correct shutter speed that we have to select. If we double click, it's going to change on T, so the shutter speed priority. That means we select the shutter speed that we want to use, and automatically will tell us what's the F value that has to be set up in order to get the right exposure. If we keep pressed the button for 5 seconds, we see we can set up the ISO, and that's something that we need to do before every shooting session based on what's the film that we have in the camera. And this ISO goes from 8 all the way up to 6400. Whenever we decide what's the ISO that we choose, let's say for example I will be on 200 ISO, we click one time the button and it is selected. In the two mode that you can choose, shutter priority or aperture priority, you notice that there is a third option that is the live or always metering option. In order to do that, we need to keep push the button up to this bar here is appearing. That means whenever we are going to put the sensor, direct the sensor in a different position, it will keep measuring the light based on the aperture or the shutter speed that we have selected. So this is the big difference between the three modes. If we are going to keep push again for a couple of seconds, it will disappear. So whenever you position it, is not changing. Okay, so you select the shutter speed in this case or the aperture, and based on what is actually facing, it will determine if what is the correspondent value that you have to select. While again, one more time, if I keep it push up to this bar is blinking, whenever I direct it, it will measure in real time the value of the image, the setting that I have to put it. I have to take it. This meter will have an automatically screen that will goes off after 20 seconds, and after 3 minutes will automatically auto shut down. One of the nice things that you can notice here is this little tab that is not available on the previous model here. So this will help when you put on the hot shoe, cold shoe, to keep it in place more firmly. Now let's go outside to test it out versus the meter in the digital camera, and I use in this case the Fujifilm X-H1 and then the old brother, the DOOMO Meter D. Okay guys, so we are at our first spot now, and I'm going to take a picture of this. And I'm going to do that first of all with the camera, where except the ISO that I'm going to set at 200, all the other values are on automatic. So we will measure and check it out what is the value that the camera itself is going to read. Second step, I'm going to take the same picture with the DOOMO Meter S. I'm going to match the ISO, and I'm going to do that also with aperture priority first, matching the color, the value that the camera has given me before, and we'll do the same with the DOOMO Meter D in order to check it out if these light meter are going to work same as the light meter inside the camera itself. Okay, for our second shot, we are going to use a bright subject. So the corner over there is just 1, 2, 3 steps, and they are brightened. They are illuminated by the sunlight. So let's check it out again, how the camera, the DOOMO Meter S and the DOOMO Meter D are going to perform. For the next subject, I'm going to take one of my favorite and one of the photos that I usually take when I have to test cameras. So this little tempo. As usual, let's start with the camera, all in auto, and check it out. What are the values that it will tell for this type of subject. My DOOMO Meter S says that we need instead 250ths of a second. So let's check out the DOOMO Meter D instead. And 3.5, it says me .250s, the same. So for our last picture, this is our subject. And let's check it out, how the tree will perform. So, let's go back to the studio. And we're back to the studio. So what was my final comment about that? I have to admit I like how the DOOMO Meter exposed the pictures, despite the fact that we had that picture of the small temple that was strangely too dark, and I honestly don't understand at the moment why it happened. I feel like it performs same as the DOOMO Meter D. Just the last picture, the DOOMO Meter D had a little bit darker results than this one. But what I like of the DOOMO Meter S, in addition to really the build quality, as mentioned before, I feel like it's really premium, even more premium than the DOOMO Meter D. I like the fact that there is a screen and allows you a little bit more flexibility in terms of the values that you can choose versus the DOOMO Meter D that having everything clickable, I feel like you can do a little bit less than that fine adjustments. So guys, that's all for me for today for the first review, first impression of the DOOMO Meter S. Stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to test again this one but on film. I will have in a couple of weeks a photo walk and I will take the advantage of that situation to test it out, the DOOMO Meter S. So I will have the whole film completely based on what this little device is going to provide me in terms of best settings. If you're interested in purchase one of these little light meters, I will leave the links below to the DOOMO homepage so that you can directly purchase from them. Guys, that's all for me for today. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any question regarding the DOOMO Meter S or the DOOMO Meter D, please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, till next time, stay click. Bye!